Hello to all the lovely students and welcome back to the HTML coding. As promised in the previous module, we will be looking at the application of the link tag, which is also called as the anchor tag. So that is the main motive of this module. We will be understanding how do we apply the link tag or the anchor tag. It's widely used, and what I have thought is to cover all the perspectives of anchor tag. We'll see how anchor tag can be used for images. We will see how anchor tag can be used with buttons. We will also see how anchor tags can be useful for opening the mails, the emails. Okay, so along with this, in this module we will cover how we can use the absolute and the relative URL in the case of an anchor tag. And we will also look at in this particular module how we use the different anchor tags to open the web pages on the same web page, or maybe let's say on a new tab, using the concept of locators. So let's get started. So just to give you an idea, my dear students, what exactly we will be achieving, I will open a web page in front of you now to show you what exactly we want to achieve. So you can see that on this test.html, I have created different links, right? Now application of these different links, I'll tell you how we can create it, but as of now I'm just showing you the output results. So you can see over here that we are using images, and if we click on this particular image, it will take me to a different page. Similarly, I have a button. Similarly, I have got some URLs which I have associated with these links. Some of them will help me open the URL in the same window, or some of these will help me open it in the next tab or in the same window. So all these applications we will be looking one by one, but this is just the output. This is what we are actually expecting. So without further delay, let's get started. So I've got my script ready over here. What I'm going to do is pick one URL at a time and then explain you one by one how we are going to work. So we'll pick only one URL at the time. So let's do one thing. We will be basically saving this file as, remember we've covered this, we will always save it as all types, and make sure I'm giving it a name, test anchor. Make sure you have saved it with the extension .html. Okay, so I'll click on test anchor.html. The moment I do this, do you see the it has changed? Yes, the text has changed. That is how the Notepad++ editor really helped me, and that's why we are using it in our courses as well. Okay, so as of now this HTML page isn't complete because you can see that the body tag is not closed. I'm going to quickly close that body tag to make it a proper document. Close the head tag and HTML tag. My dear students, we are also stressing on the indentation, right? A good coder will always maintain an indentation, right? Your code should be properly indented, right? So that means if you have a head tag starting here, your head tag should be closing here. All right, students? So in the last module, if you remember, I gave you a syntax of the anchor URL where I said href is equal to URL and then some text, right? Now what I am expecting will be, this is an anchor tag which will help me create a link on the body of my web page, isn't it? And the text on that link will be visit A2IT for online courses, open in the same window, right? So this is just for our understanding that I've added. And what will happen if I click on that particular text which I'm getting here, it will open the website a2it.com, right? So this is what we are expecting. So let's do one thing. Let me go to the folder in which I have created my test anchor file, and here we go. See that? I've got visit A2IT for online courses. If I click on this one, by default, if your, let's say the internet is connected, it will open the A2IT window with you, okay, within the same window. Right. let's move on to the next tag. So in the next tag, I'm going to actually show you the two types of locators. So basically, we'll look at these types of locators, and before understanding these tags, it is important to understand what basically a tag, what is basically a locator is. A locator is something which tells you where exactly the web page will open. Okay, so what happens is, in case you are using a target_blank locator, it will open your this web page that you have given URL of in the next tab. But let's say if you do it _self, it will open it in the same window. So whatever link you have given, it will open in the current window only. And similarly for the parent, it will open the document in the current window only. Alright. So I'm going to save this and I'm going to test it. So for your convenience, what I have done, I've given some, after the colon, some text so that it helps you remember, right? So if I click on this V2IT, whatever web page it will open it in the next tab. Similarly, if I click on the same window, it will open it on this particular window only. If I say open the document in parent frame, it will open it in the current page only. See that? So if you want to go back, you will have to press the back button. Okay. So this is how the different locators work in the with your URLs. Now remember, we discussed about the absolute URL and the relative URL, right? Remember, absolute URL you will give from your anchor tag for a URL which is a different website, but relative URL you will give in case, let's say, you are within the same website and you are giving a relative URL, you are giving the folder name, let's say, right, or a link to the website within the same website. So over here, I've got this link code added. I will refresh my window to see the output, and you can see there is an absolute URL and there are two relative URLs which I have created. Okay, let's move on to the next code where we are going to look at how we will create a image as a anchor tag. Okay, I hope you remember the concept of comments which we have discussed. So this is a comment that I have given. Here I am saying that it should open default.asp, and the most important thing is, you can see here that I am giving it a URL to my image. So I'll show you where the image is placed. So my image is placed here in this particular folder, the image that I want to open, right? Now one thing, whichever folder your image is present, the easiest way to copy the URL is if you click here and then if you put a slash and copy the image. Now students, this is really important. I need all ears now. So what will happen is, when very first time you paste this URL, the slashes are not in the acceptable format. That's your window slash, right? So what we need to do here is, we need to make sure that we change these slashes to the slash that I'm changing currently. Now anytime you copy the link, you have to every time change this. Okay, please remember. So what I'm saying here is, I'm saying that I've got an image src as this is the source of my image, and the width, pixel height, everything I have set here, right? And we are saying that worst case, let's say for some reasons the image is not loading, then what it should show me? It should show me A2IT online screen. All right, so that's the alternate option that I'm giving within my tag. So now if I refresh my screen, bingo, where we go, we've got one image created. And let's say if you click on this image, where it will take me to the a2it.com website, or whatever URL you have basically given it to. Okay, right. So the next thing that we will be looking at is the linking of your email address. So let's say you want to link the email address. What you can do is, you can give anchor tag href mail to someone@example.com, or you can also give a address here, contact, right? So any email address you want to link to, that email address will come here, right? And you will have a tag which will say send email. Now whenever you are making websites, you will definitely have an option where you will like to give your address or your contact email address. So this is how you can link it using the mail to feature. We can also use the anchor tags as a button, as I already shown, I've already discussed it with you. Now let us look at the implementation, how we can do. So what we will be doing is, here we have used a button tag and we are saying on click it should open this URL, and the link that we are giving, the text that we are giving for that link is HTML tutorial, isn't it? So now if I save this page, refresh my screen, you will see that there is a button which is opening a HTML tutorial. Okay, so what I'm going to suggest you students, once you finish this module with me, I will suggest you to open a notepad, or text edit in case you're using Mac. Start writing these code one by one and see what is happening, right? How your anchor tag is working. Now let's say if your web page is within the same folder, right? Then what will we do? We will use just the keyword default.asp A2IT website, right? So now if I save this page and I refresh my window, you can see that A2IT website is linked. Okay. You will always have an option of linking the titles also. So you can also do that. Now if let me show you how it's going to work. So I'm going to include this code. Now what we will do is ahref, and then I've given title, go to A2IT section, visit our A2IT website. Okay, so that is how I'm linking it to the title. Now if I refresh this page, you can see I've got this visit our A2IT website. Okay, so basically what we have actually learned in this module, we have looked at the different locators. We have seen how underscore blank, underscore self and underscore parent targets work. Target is basically the thing which will tell you where the web page should open. We have also looked at the absolute URL and the relative URL concept, right? Remember, relative URLs you will provide if your web pages if you're accessing it within the website. Okay. Similarly, you will have an image tag which will tell you or which teaches you how you can basically link your anchor tag with the image. We've also looked at how you can link your anchor tag with the email address, right? So any website you create, you have seen contact us, these links are there. So this will tell you how your email address can be linked with your anchor tag. Similarly, you can do it with the button. You can make a button as an anchor. You can always use your link to page to basically include the same folder also. You can, if you have two different links but in the same folder, you can always link them also using the anchor tag, and you can also link the titles. Okay, so as I said, I strongly recommend what you will do is once this module is finished, with this module you can play again, or you can after this module open a notepad, try writing a basic href tag to see how it is linking. Okay, now one very important point before we say goodbye. Please remember that the address of the image that you are giving, right, it should have the proper slashes. Okay, so whenever you copy, you will always have a slash like this, as I explained before. However, you need to change it to this slash. Okay, so this brings us to the end of this module. In the next module, students, we want to we'll be looking at how do we create bookmarks. Okay, we'll see bookmark creation in HTML. So stay tuned with me, Priyanka, and enjoy HTML coding. Cheers, take care, bye-bye.